What is your reporting on what he thought about with the Dolphins? I know you were saying that whatever he was looking at when I was asking about his contract. What was he looking at, and why was he looking at anything other than the Buccaneers based on your reporting, Greg?
Well, I don't know exactly. I will tell you what I do know is that, this idea that him and Bruce Arians had soured on each other, I don't think is true. I don't think he ordered the code red, so to speak, on Arians. It would be sort of sociopathic to come to the guy's, execution when he stood up there and handed the baton to Todd Bowles. Now, would Brady have suggested while he was mulling over whether he wanted to play or not, and it had to be Tampa Bay, hey, I'd like to do this, this, and this, and maybe knowing that wasn't what Arians wanted to do. I do think, and I wrote about this, there's a much better, sort of feeling maybe for Brady, or comfortability, if you will, under a guy like Todd Bowles. And people forget, even though Todd Bowles played for Bruce Arians and coached for him, he's really kind of under the Bill Parcells tree. He went to Dallas, learned the 3-4 there. Parcells brought him to Miami under Tony Sparano. They kind of think alike. He's very hands-on. Bruce has not been. He's still going to call the defense, but he's also going to be in some of the offensive and quarterback meeting rooms at times. He's not going to get in the way of that. But I think they see the game similarly. I think they, want to play complementary football. If you got to run it 40 times, you run it 40 times. You'll see more of that, I think. And again, that tells me that Brady would have been in the Bucs ear about certain things, maybe even the ascension to Todd Bowles. Arians got what he wanted, which was his guy's the head coach, and he's still in the front office. I think everybody's happy. Hell, he's going in the Ring of Honor for whatever that's worth. And so, whether he looked at another team, and certainly Mike Florio and others think that he did. We know that they did ask to talk to Sean Payton with the New Orleans Saints, but why wouldn't you, right? Because that's one of the best coaches of all time. It didn't happen. Whatever his plans were there didn't happen. We know one of his forever homes is in Miami, so that all kind of makes sense. But no one's ever said anything definitively about that on the record. And I just feel like he realized that if he was going to play, whatever he had been looking at, even broadcasting, that his best opportunity, and maybe his only, because the Bucs made it clear they weren't trading his rights, was back in Tampa. And he has a good football team in a division they can win, and he can get right back, and he calls it unfinished business against the Rams, so we'll see. But I haven't been able to confirm, all that other stuff, his plans of playing for the Dolphins and things like that. That hasn't been confirmed to me yet.
Well, I guess maybe Rick Stroud here of the Tampa Bay Times here on the Rich Eisen Show, I guess maybe if he does have an interest in joining ownership, and he could still do that as a broadcaster for Fox. I'm sure Fox wouldn't stand in his way of being a broadcaster. I mean, Dwayne Wade has a piece of the Utah Jazz, and we see him on Turner every now and then, and I'm not sitting there thinking this man doesn't have any opinions that I'm uninterested in, because he's a part owner of a team, and Tom Brady can be able to parse all that stuff out. I'm also just wondering, because the idea that he'd want to continue playing and then play for somebody other than the Bucs, who would that be? Because Miami might be it, because they're loaded, right? And they, if he does want to join the ownership of that team, maybe that would be it. But why would it be an open-ended question of him going somewhere else to play another year if that's what he wants to do before broadcasting, in your thought, Rick?
Why would it be open-ended? I don't know. I just, it makes sense from the standpoint of that's where he's going to live. And, I don't think he wants to move his family, very far again. I think he enjoys being on the East Coast, certainly because his son is in New York. It's a quicker access from that standpoint. And, look, he's a Florida man now, Rich. You get down here in the palm trees and you walk out in January, it's 80 degrees. And he has a habit of coming out and saying, hey, best day ever, one top 10 day, right? Top 10 day here. I mean, he enjoys where he lives. And like I said, I mean, we know they're planning to live in Miami for some time. Giselle obviously travels, and there's access to a lot of international airports down there. Not that they need one, but I think it just all makes sense, right? That his next move is going to be a place that he wants to live and work, and he's not going to go on the tour and similar to sort of what he did, probing the globe as to to find out where he was going to go after the Patriots. I don't think it'll be that situation. We know he's got relationships with Stephen Ross and other minority owners with that team. So like all of that adds up, except Tom Brady is unpredictable. He doesn't share a lot of information with people except in his circle. He keeps it very tight. We've all tried to ask. A lot of people are closer to that than I am, unfortunately. But I know that I know he's enjoyed playing here, living here, and if he wants to play another year for a third NFL team, who would say no to him? Although apparently some people said no to him the last time.
I mean,
there would be a team.
Yeah, and we heard him on LeBron's show, The Shop, talk about the MFer that he couldn't believe that they were sticking with over him, right? And obviously Miami would give him an opportunity to go up to New England one last time. And have them in his house where he knows personally it's tough for the New England Patriots to win. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.